Hello my friends, welcome to the Metal Shop. Today we have new guitar day. I picked up this 1978 Telecaster just a few weeks ago, my local guitar store. Traded a pile of other guitars and amps and stuff for it. Feel like I got a pretty good deal. This thing was pretty much 100% original, just a nice guitar. Heavy. It's got a pretty heavy ash body, which was pretty typical for the day, but it's just, when you think of a Telecaster and the way that they sound, it sounds like a Telecaster. It sounds the way it should. You know, all original Fender pickups, you know, the wiring, everything. And this thing, it's got some nice age to it, some nice, you know, honest, earned patina. If you had smell-o-vision, you put your nose up to it, you could smell that this thing was owned by a smoker, probably played in plenty of gigs in a smoky bar. So you can see that I am going to modify this a little bit. Nothing that couldn't be put back easily. I did do the Bill Kirchen mod, where I switched out the control plate, and a lot of people, there's some misinformation on YouTube about this. Let me shut this door here. My son's got his radio cranking in the other room. There's some misinformation out there on YouTube. There's also some good videos of how to do this, but he did not just take the control plate and unscrew it and flip it around. Okay? And there's actually a good video from Bill Kirchen himself on Stuart McDonald's website where he details what he does. He does take it out and flip it around, but he spins the three-way so it's still intuitive. So this is still your bridge pickup, both your neck pickup. So you have to flip this around after the whole control plate is spun around. He also swaps out the volume, moves the volume here, and moves the tone here. It's funny because it's not perfect. I think when this is switched like this with the three-way here and the volume is in this location, it's actually the sweet spot. That's a nice spot for your volume, but not the three-way is just in the way. This is by far, this is better. It's not quite perfect. It actually, for my playing, yours, again, your mileage may vary. I would like the volume to be right about here would be perfect, but there is a good compromise. So you do switch these around. I did have to lengthen one wire going to the three-way, but again, I mean, this isn't a hyper valuable guitar. That could easily be, I added a little extension. You could take the extension off of the wire. No big deal. So I did that. I did add strap locks, Dunlop strap locks, which I add to everything, and they're aged nickel, and they fit the guitar. So you see, you got the 6 saddles, kind of what they call this like the gray faced pickup. Plenty of meat left on the frets, original frets. I am going to have it refretted. They're starting to flatten out a little bit, but you can see the headstock now. I believe, and some of you Fender files out there, maybe you could help me out on the tuners. I believe that these F tuners, they're actually pretty good. You can tell that they're very precise, good ratio tuners. I believe these were made by Schaller. Correct me if I am wrong. This thing's it's just a nice guitar. It's just in nice shape overall. So what am I going to do for mods? Well, I may put a Bigsby on. Thinking about doing the Bigsby, and I'd use a Vibramate so that I didn't put any new holes in the guitar. They make a Vibramate, and I can get one of the F branded Bigsbys for it. I think I would really like to do that. Probably cost between the Vibramate and the F logoed Bigsby, it'd be about $300. But what we are doing today in the Metal Shop is, I was watching a great documentary. It's on YouTube. It's about Mike Campbell, the guitar player for Tom Petty. And whether you like Tom Petty's music or Mike Campbell or not, this documentary, if you're a guitar player, is a must-watch. It's about 1 hour and 20 minutes long. I think it's from the Tom Petty fan club website, but they put it all together, and he takes about 10 to 12 minutes and talks about each one of his guitars, you know, and he plays, you know, I recorded, you know, this song, you know, breakdown on this guitar, and he plays a little bit of it, and it's just a great watch it. If you're a guitar player, you will love it. Watch this documentary. But anyway, he had a broadcaster, an original broadcaster they got back in the 80s for like $600. That's a little, that's a laugh. That's a bit ironic considering what they're worth today. And I just happened to notice on his broadcaster that it had all slotted head screws, which made sense. They didn't even have it. Phillips heads, I'm not sure exactly when they were invented. I think it was in the 50s, but prevalent were slotted screws and everything. I thought, man, it just looked cool. You know, it looked old, it looked period. And I know that on the 52 reissues, Fender does the slotted head screws, so I was wondering if they're available. And I looked, and sure enough, they are available. So let's give a brief pause here, and we will move over to the workbench. So I was watching that Mike Campbell documentary, and I saw the slotted screws. And like I said, I knew that the 52 reissues did use the slotted screws. I'm like, how cool would that be to change these all over to slotted screws? It just, you know, just for a look. And sure enough, they're all still available. So I'd like to give a shout out to Guitar Parts Resource. They're a great website. I got 95% of the screws that I needed from them. So I got, these are the string trees, the round string trees. Again, with the slotted screw. I got a couple of those. I think I actually got those from Musician's Friend. I don't believe these were available from Guitar Parts Resource, but that's the only thing I did not get from them. Pickguard screws, and they give you, there's a couple extra slotted pickguard screws, and again, those are the ones I really noticed from the Mike Campbell video. So I've got those, and let's see what else here. These are the slotted screws that hold the pickup, the 3 slotted screws that hold the bridge pickup in place. Got those. We got, comes with 5. This one I believe only has 4, but these are the slotted screws that hold the bridge plate down to the body. Got those. Neck plate screws, slotted neck plate screws. I'm sure they're not going to work as good as the Phillips headed versions, but you know, oh well. And what are the, okay, oh yeah, those are control. These will mount the 3-way. These little screws mount the 3-way switch to the plate itself. And is that it? What am I missing? Oh, I think that the control plate itself actually uses the same screws as the scratch plate, as the pick guard. Maybe that's why I thought that they gave you extra. I'm not sure. I felt like I was missing something. Anyway, I'm going to take these screws, and I'm going to use this box. I'm going to punch holes in the lid of this box, and I'm going to put all the screws in there, and I'm going to go after them with the muriatic acid to give them an aged look. These screws are all rusty and stripped, but I want them to look period correct. So I'm going to do that, but I will do a how-to video. I will take you along in the process. So cool. So anyway, I am going to modify this. I don't leave anything alone in the metal shop, but nothing permanent. No screw holes, nothing that couldn't easily be put back. I will probably change these out to the 3 saddles from the 6. If I do the Vibramate from the Bigsby, you absolutely have to do that. I may put Duncan pickups in it. Duncan makes some great, reproductions of the 50s and 60s Fender pickups. These are actually really good. The wiring is a little cheap. It's some really thin, chintzy kind of wiring that they wouldn't have used in the 50s. I'd prefer the the cloth covered wire, or the the wire with the shielding on the outside of it. This stuff here. I'd prefer this vintage wire. I don't know. What is it? It's just a mindset. You just know that it's in there. Does it sound better? Not sure. So I will take you along. So thanks for watching the new Guitar Day, the 78 Telecaster here at the Metal Shop. As always, I appreciate your support. Please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you're so inclined. Please share and like my videos. All right, my friends, as always, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.